Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Metaphor ReFantazio, and today I think what we're going to do, well, I mean, we're probably going to end up going after Luis in this one, so maybe what I should start with is seeing about my setup for that. So Luis's fighting style, if I remember, he changes between all of the main ones, right? When we paid the informant for intel, they slipped us this note, okay? Skilled with the sword.
Keep this to yourself.
He can use all of the base 4 elements. And he imbues his sword with it. On top of that, I wonder if because he imbues his sword with it, if a resistance to slash would be effective still. On top of that, his keen eyes can detect his opponent's weaknesses, allow him even the slightest opening, and he'll capitalize on it. So we need to be able to switch out people, and we need to make sure that there's only one weakness per person. So basically, we need to try and line it up to where each individual party member has a different elemental weakness. Or that some of them don't have weaknesses amongst the 4 or slash. So there's like 5 things that he's going to be able to abuse. I've also heard whispers that he wields some kind of unknown monstrous power. Okay, that could be just like almighty attacks, who knows? Okay. Once again, man, I just wish there was a better way to see all of the strengths and weaknesses and just be able to run through them, you know? Like, there's no L2, R1 to, like, switch between characters, see what everybody's weaknesses are, etc. Okay, so if we go into skill inheritance, if we go into details, we can see, okay. Okay, so you're weak to slash, so we wouldn't want you in. No gunner. That one's weak to ice. That one's got 2 weaknesses. Also weak to ice. You resist slash, which is nice. Alright. So yeah, if you were a paladin, then you have a Conde weakness, but you resist slash. Soul Hacker is weak to fire, has 2 other resistances. Samurai is weak to wind. Ninja is also weak to Conde. So that was the same as you? Yes. Okay. Oh, I guess from here we can kind of see the strengths and weaknesses. That's nice. You could go general. That might actually be good.
The general's command may turn the tides of war.
Okay. You have a weakness to slash as Persona Master. Well, that changes based on this, right? Okay, so Trickster has 2 weaknesses but doesn't resist anything. Okay. Yeah, maybe Cleric will be useful here? Summoner's weak to ice. Was that the one weakness that we hadn't plugged yet?
This is the power said to belong to a priestess.
Fire. Wind. Conde. Strike. So yeah, we didn't have ice. So now you have the weakness to ice. And Basilio, what is Berserker? Weak to light. And you have a bunch of resistances.
Stay insane in a fight.
So maybe we will have you go
bloody
Berserker.
likely.
Okay. So whenever we have him in an element that is a weakness, we switch him out. Unfortunately, we don't have as many resistances in the areas that in those main 4 elements. Like, there's a resistance to fire and a resistance to wind there. Okay. Well, it is what it is. All right. All right. Now, we don't even know what he's weak to either. He probably won't have any weaknesses, right? So you've got Void Wave, you've got Chase Support, Medium Burn. Now this one costs a little bit more, but it has the chance to inflict burn. I bet you that he can't be burned anyway, but... Okay, we'll give you Medica. I don't know if he's going to be buffing and debuffing in any way. So like Dakaja and Dakunda, I'm not really sure. Tetra Break. We might have to adjust once we fight him if we fail, just to, you know, go through with it a little bit more. Now I think you're already resisting wind, but I could give you a dodge for something else, like a fire dodge here. But I don't know if that's the best use. While attack, defense, hit, evasion are buffed, we'll recover a significant amount of MP every turn. I mean, that's probably a very good skill, honestly, especially during boss fights where you're constantly having buffs and debuffs. That's something we're gonna have to think about. I think I'm gonna take Mass Revelry. Although, yeah. I don't know. And then, what do we think? Maybe let's give you Hamoan.
All right.
All right. We want to give you the slash boost. Yep. Giant Slice, that one's only to 1 enemy, so we need like a hit all slash. So round slash. That's weak. Do we have any mediums? Deals heavy.
All right.
That's the one we want. Okay, so we'll take Raging Edge. I mean, I doubt he'll have ads, but who knows? Maybe he can summon something in.
All right.
Lowers hit and evasion, that might be good. Maybe I could give you Dakunda. I think your build is pretty good, so I think we're gonna leave that. Alright, you're gonna have Mataru, Maraku there, Steel is good.
All right.
Yeah, maybe we'll try medium dark magic. We need more heals though, for sure. Now you've got the cleric mask, so You've got that. We don't need Recarm because you've got Sama Recarm. Patra could still be good. You've got Medica already. Your summon Noctiluca can do Patra, so... And then maybe Dekaja. Okay. Is that what we want? Yeah, man, I just have no idea because we know so little. Rebellion might be good. Extra defense could be good.
All right.
Okay.
A new ability!
I found new power.
That one decreases attack. That one recovers MP for each hit. So if there's more enemies, you can recover more MP. That's kind of cool. It's really expensive. Jesus. But yeah, so you only want to use that when it's a lot of enemies, it looks like. Yeah, we're going to get you to 4.
I'm still getting stronger.
That's kind of nice. And removes debuff effects too. Okay, general, you wouldn't get your last thing until 20. At 10, you would learn Purge Light. One-time weakness to light. You know, some of that stuff might actually be very useful in this fight. He might just like resist a bunch of shit, I don't know. And being able to abuse a weakness could be good. It would take a lot to get us to 10 on that though, so don't know if that's our best use of these at the moment. Alright. Now we have some incense that we need to use as well. Okay, max HP. Max MP. Okay, increase magic. Endurance. I'm gonna give that to you. A speed incense will lean into your stuff. Increase luck. Was it you that had the highest luck? I think so. There might be others, but honestly, he might be really lucky. He seemed like Berserker seems to be built for possible crit builds, so maybe let's give this to Basilio. Okay, so yep, there's all of the incenses we needed to spend. All right, let's save onto a new line. Then we got to figure out what we're going to do tonight before we start traveling tomorrow. And then it's what, the day after tomorrow, I think, that we are supposed to actually fight? Did we actually want to do this? I can't remember if I decided this is what I wanted to do or not. Who was available? Let's just double check. so Catherina. Yeah, let's go see Catherina.
We've gotta do it.
And there was nobody else, right? Yeah. We have no quest to turn in, do we?
What now?
Just trying to be careful, make sure that I hadn't forgotten anything. Okay, just the next set of the relic search. Is there anybody really close to this? What is rank 20 for him? Or rank 8 for him? Maybe that's something that I want to try and target. Let's see. So, increase an archetype status bonuses by +3 while channeling it? What am I not understanding about that? So whatever their main statuses are, just get a +3. Is that for everybody in the party? Because that's pretty useful. So if we go to the menu,
What now?
each one of these has bonuses in certain stats. They alter our stats, and we'd get +3 on each of those? That one's a little bit poorly explained, but either way, it sounds like everybody in the party would get some kind of boost in a stat or two, maybe, which isn't a bad thing.
We've gotta do it.
Keep on using that to try and access this menu.
What now?
What is wrong with me? Okay. I don't think there's... you would be the closest at 15 there. We just saved. Let's see how many of these leaves it might take to get her maxed out. Just to see if we can have those bonuses going in. 5, 6, 7.
To greater heights.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 of those, wow.
A new means of protection.
Recover significant MP every turn. That's awesome, actually. Cool. Endurance increased by 4. Big old bonus there. Just make her more of a tank. And now presumably, yep, we have a reportable quest. I don't even know. I don't remember where he is on this map. He's over by the inn, correct?
Let's go.
Okay.
Lost his coat. Now, where was I? Well.
Pet the cat.
That's a good...
Unbelievable. You've truly fulfilled your task?
I sure have.
Your abilities know no bounds. Why, it beggars belief. Incredible. Utterly incredible. Incredible.
Okay. We increased imagination and the hero's jeweled root.
Now then.
Ooh, it made it! Man, eloquence. Ooh,
Imagination.
we still need eloquence. 'Tis one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If true sovereignty is thy aspiration, furnish thyself with the creativity to bring the ideal world of thy thoughts to fruition.
Why, that's...
A conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passions may be inflamed.
Wow, he's really gushing this time. Though I'd say you definitely earned it.
It cannot have been an easy journey, full of meetings and partings, trials and joys, all from which you've come to find your own way of life. There must have been many people who have wished, worked, and given themselves for your support. Indeed, you could never have achieved so much alone. I see. If you have come so far with motes of the people's light in your wake, then perhaps I was wrong, and the world is not lost to hope. A strange revelation. But I confess, I do not resent being proven wrong.
What's my reward? I hope so.
I'd like to believe that.
I'd say it's not a question of believing, but having the power to believe. The power to wish. Or more aptly for you, the power of fantasy is itself meaningful. Now then, I'd like to present your next task. But, alas, I have none to give. There is nothing more to be done. With this, you have seen our mutual endeavors through to the end.
So they're kind of like making a connection between hope and fantasy. So like they're kind of the same idea, right? Like fantasy is the same thing as hope, essentially. It's like, yes, these fantasy worlds that we think up is a hope for what could be, essentially.
There are two reasons. The first being that my knowledge of archetypes ends here. I have nothing more to teach. You have outpaced me on the path to the ultimate archetype. I believe I have helped you all I can.
All right, so we've heard mention of the ultimate archetype. I wonder if, like, at the end of the game, there's going to be, like, one final archetype that we use to defeat the big bad.
As for the other reason...
What's wrong?
In our big power of friendship moment.
By the way, did you get that lost memories thing figured out?
Unfortunately, the rest of my memories have not come to me. However, I did arrive at a conclusion of sorts. Why was I confined here? And where in the world is this place? My apologies, but for now, I'll refrain from explaining my conclusion so simply. It could cast a shadow over the archetype's growth. No, more so your own.
Okay.
What's that supposed to mean?
Stump me too, Gallica.
This room is not the remains of the Mage Academy. No, it's likely a place the two of you know very well.
Both
that
of us,
you and I
huh?
met was no coincidence. Everything has been connected from the beginning. If the hypothesis I've reached is correct, my memory will soon return in full, and I will gladly tell you all.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. Though there is one memory I know for certain, beyond speculation. The reason why I wrote the fantasy novel. I mentioned once that in my youth, I went on a journey. I met many people in my travels, and it is for their sakes that I wrote my tale, as an ideal I hoped to make true.
In your youth? You don't look that old to me. You're talking like this is all way in the past.
Oh, it was.
Ah, indeed. I suppose I am. I shared my stories
I wonder if he's
with
the
people
seeker.
I cared for dearly, that we might dream of the same future and thus strive toward it. I've no idea what became of them or how they now live, but I'm glad to have remembered them. Their echoes have given me a new goal, crystal clear.
Was there an illusion that the Seeker, like all of the archetypes were like former kings though? Because if so, then he wouldn't be the Seeker, right? But yeah, I don't know.
Someday I
Guess
will
we'll just have to
leave
wait
this
and find
place
out.
behind and reunite with my companions. I'd like to give you some tangible token of my appreciation as well. If we only ever meet in this mind space, I can't give you so much as a single letter.
I'm looking forward to
I'm
it.
looking forward to it.
Yes, as am I. Thank you. When we met, I styled myself as your guide, but in truth, I think you guided me just as much.
Oh, there's the
It
cat.
seems he'd like to show his appreciation too.
Pet that cat.
Thank you, my friend. I'm glad we met.
I can feel Moore's deep gratitude and boundless trust.
The scholar in search of utopia, Moore, keeper and heriter of the Seeker's virtues. By the grace of his newfound powers, work to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
All right, another one
Dreams
maxed
will
out.
forever elude our grasp.
Oh, the status bonus is when you max them out. Maybe? When you get that bonus when you max them out. So I wonder if, will it be retroactive? Probably not, huh?
Thank you for this heart-to-heart. Visit me whenever you need to, as always. We have a pivotal battle ahead of us, after all. I truly look forward to the day where you master the power of all archetypes and become a hero king, a great unifier of heroic spirits. We will meet again.
Yeah, I'm thinking he might be the Seeker from back in the past. How that plays into things I don't really know, but...
I've been waiting.
Okay. Brawler. And it looks like we can do the Seeker finally. Okay, let's do Brawler. And there's Seeker. And we haven't unlocked the new one for this yet, so we'll just have to wait. Okay, did this show a picture of the Seeker? I'm trying to remember if we look at this and it...
Right.
I mean, shave that face and who knows, more could be under there. That hat could be hiding the horns. I don't know.
Does this worry you?
But of course the true Seeker is called Analog, the name that we gave, which is kind of, I think, supposed to represent me as the actual player of the game. I don't know, man. Interesting. Alright, so not more. It's probably not more then. I forgot that the Seeker was actually the name that we gave him.
Oh. You'll come again.
There's gonna be something cool with that. Mm-hmm.
We've gotta do it.
Alright, Catherina, let's hang out. What can I do? My words aren't getting through to them. Alright. After this, we're gonna be on rails for a while, and we're gonna have to fight Luis again.
Hi there.
Oh, Fernak. Still alive and kicking, I see. You remember what I mentioned before about how the people who used to support me are attacking people now. I want to visit their hideout and stop them, but there's no way they'll listen to me after I failed them. Nah, that ain't it. Truth is, I'm scared. I'm scared of confronting the fact that I betrayed him.
Thing is,
I let everyone down, and damn it, that's hard to accept. Anyone would be afraid.
Huh?
You really think so? It's not just because I ain't good enough. I was able to get Catherina to open up to me with my overflowing tolerance. Well, anyone would find that scary. Nobody wants to disappoint people? Does that mean everyone else feels this knot of self-loathing in their stomach and just powers through it?
how about it?
Well then, no more belly aching for me, I suppose. I'll have to fess up to him. And you're coming with, yeah? Yep, let's go.
Cheers.
Nice, hell yeah. It's just on the outskirts of Altabury, so we could run there, but I'll be considerate this time. Let's take a carriage. She's like, I could run, but you're small and weak. Catherina? Why are you here? What do you want? Surely you know you're not welcome here anymore. Yeah, I'll leave, once I've said my piece.
Oh.
You must stop attacking people, and that means returning everything you've stole.
What?
And here I thought you'd say something smart. You want us all to starve, do you? You're a traitor. No, you're wrong. Be proud.
It'll be fine.
Stand proud, Catherina. Don't worry. I ain't backing down. I'm speaking up for my sake and yours, Fernak.
Listen to me.
Listen up. And if you won't listen to me, listen to your hearts.
Everyone!
Still and everything you need is just a vicious cycle. Everything you stole can be stolen right back from you, and then what?
Pulling my leg.
You want to live in fear of others trying to take what's yours? You want a life where you gotta worry about going hungry? Isn't that what we're trying to change?
Hey!
The more you steal, the more you're gonna get stolen from.
Duh.
You sure like to run your mouth. Someone show this preachy lady and her boyfriend the door. You know, one of the nice things about, like, RPGs and stuff is, like, there is for most of them, there's, like, an inherent positivity to them. They often think the best of what people are capable of, and unfortunately, like, as I get older, I realize that this just isn't the way humanity is, but it is kind of nice to see it in fictional form sometimes, you know? Like, it has to be done well still, and I feel like Atlus does a nice job of doing it, but I don't know, man. We're surrounded by such negativity. People don't change. They don't want to change in the real world. And it's like, a speech like that wouldn't work on most real people. You know? We're cynical. We're difficult to change. Like, I don't know. It's kind of nice, though, to have, like, fiction where it's like, yeah, you can change people with a impassioned speech, and people will be better for it. I wish that was the world we lived in. But I mean, that's one of the points of this game, isn't it? It's like, fantasy. The whole idea of fantasy is like, yeah, is that hope. The hope of the fantasy of the world that could be, if we were just better. Look, I know you're all not happy with how things are right now. The power of fiction. I mean, that's one of the major themes of this game, the power of fiction. Exactly. So, what are you gonna do about it? Any bright ideas?
Bloody hell.
A Parapus has no business lecturing us about society anyway. You people can't even hold down decent jobs. Whoa, dude. True colors coming out. The rich get richer without even trying, and they don't give a damn about the labor that feeds the system. You've only ever been their tool.
Listen up.
I know how the world works. Follow my lead and you'll have money in your pockets, drink in your cups, and life will be just grand.
You got it.
I'm gonna bring change to this putrid world, but first we have to swat away the flies. We aren't your tools either, Manahot.
Huh?
Well, of course not. I'll pay. Capture Catherina and you'll be rich. You're not gonna kill me, are you? I wouldn't do that.
I'm real sorry.
I led you all astray. I've got to own up to that. You see now what it's like to be stolen from? That's why you don't inflict it on anyone.
That's why?
Let's hope we can make a kinder world, where everyone lives right by themselves. A world people want to live in. A kinder world. Well, I think I finally got through to him. Hopefully they'll stop stealing now. Manahot's going to the Rusty Nail. He's done a lot worse than what we've seen. It was dicey there for a second. I wasn't sure how it was going to end for a second there. Well, he can't blame you. But I think people were sick of his crap, really. But, you know, I'd still like to think that when he shed a tear for us Parapus, it was real. Way I hear it, he was in the army once, but his rogue and Ishkia superiors treated him like dirt. His life's been just as hard as any Parapus, and discrimination tends to give you perspective. That all said, where do I go from here?
But, come on.
He was right when he said I don't have any sort of plan. All I know is I don't want to leave my people behind. We can work on that.
It'll be fine.
Ah, Vernak. You're just a big softy, aren't you? You like that with everyone or just me?
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. You've given me so much courage. I can sense Catherina's earnestness and absolute faith in me.
I gotta keep getting better.
Rank 6, more skill inheritance slots, and prices at general stores has gone down. Going forward, I'll try my best to think for myself without relying on others, but you'll help me with that, won't you? Vernacular? By the next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have some new messes for you to help me clean up. I parted ways with Catherina and returned to the group. Okay, here we go. We're as prepared as we can be, and tomorrow's the big day. We'll be up against Louise, and this time he'll be ready and waiting for you.
You...
Captain, surely you have reservations about this? Forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn, but is your mind truly clear of doubt?
somehow...
I mean to say, if you strike down a man who is not your true enemy, will you truly be able to call yourself a righteous prince? To tell the truth,
However...
I challenge you on this only because I think it foolish to be brought to a standstill by it.
May I speak?
I do not believe Louis is innocent in the slightest. Yeah, definitely not that. On the contrary, in but a few months he has slain the king and your comrade besides. Is it any wonder what people seek to end his life? He has lived by a doctrine of power, and his every step has been in service of that purpose. He sealed his fate, and you, as a contender for the throne, should not waste time deliberating over whether such an ideology is fit to rule. Is that not so?
It'll be all right.
You are already in second place in this contest. Countless people have thrown their support behind you. Never forget that. Heisme made a pretty good point. If we're going to take back this country, you can't let any self-doubt stop you in your tracks.
Can't lose.
Everything we've done has been for this day, so let's take it all in and stick it to Louise, Farella, and Grius, and everyone we've lost. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. All the pain we've endured will be your power in the end.
Right.
You know, there's been a couple of since the summer, I've been reading a lot of the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson, and there's a few parallels. Like, the Seeker is very much like a character who also writes a book in that series. And I know that obviously, more is based off of, Utopia and whatnot, but there's definitely some parallels to that too, as well as like Gallica being kind of like Syl, a little fairy companion, sort of like a little familiar, I don't know, I wonder if any of the writers took any inspirations from Stormlight Archive or anything. I don't want a king who believes might makes right. There's no reason you can't be a contender yourself. And now that you've declared yourself the prince, it's not like you can afford to fall on your face in front of everyone anyway. Okay, prepare for the final battle. I need to prepare for my final confrontation with Louise and head into Grand Trad. All I can do now is put everything on the line.
That reminds me.
Norris apparently wants to make some kind of grand entrance into Grand Trad with the Skyrunner. Despite everything going on, that's his biggest priority, but maybe that's exactly what we need to make this work.
Okay then.
Well then, let's get a full night's rest so that we're ready for tomorrow.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
It's finally here.
So, we set off for the royal capital in the decisive battle of our lives. I am a little disappointed. I had just begun to grow accustomed to the cold. I cannot say the same. Regardless, we've done all that we can here. Let us depart with our heads held high, yes? Norris sure seemed thrilled about arriving by sky instead of teleportation magic. Well, all it takes is a day to get there from here. We'll have them city folks shaking in their boots. Let's meet at the runner once we've polished off breakfast.
At last, only a day remains.
Whatever Luis throws at us, this is where we end it.
Between him and the Criers, he's certainly made a production of this. You don't suppose it's a trap?
Nah, he just loves a battle that'll make history. That's the bastard through and through.
Indeed. The man's in
He's a
first
drama
place
queen
right now. Not much he stands to gain from subterfuge. But I'll admit, I have my own suspicions.
What? Losing your nerve, old fella? Me? I'm ready to lay the bastard out. I owe him at least one solid whack in the face from Ardell.
You can start with one for Dell. Give him 100 for yourself. If he becomes king, the kingdom is finished. Maybe even destroyed from the sounds of it.
Rella said as much too. About the country being overrun with hordes of humans.
That might be his real aim. Though I can't for the life of me think why Luis would want that. I thought he'd made his name as this grand human slayer.
At the very least, we know that Luis will not wield the king's magic to save this land.
We have our own future we're dreaming of. For Maria and Fabienne. For Grius and Brella. We've got to win this. For everyone's sakes.
So here's my suspicion right now. My suspicion right now is that Luis knows about something, some kind of power. I don't know if he's the one who wants to have the world be overrun by humans. He just knows that perhaps there's a higher being that's going to make that happen. And so maybe his entire life he has thought might is right, simply because he felt like he was the only one maybe that could take on this power. Whatever it is, maybe some kind of like dark god, whatever's representing this dark magla, right? This magla that's causing people to get sick and whatnot. And so his whole persona is about, yes, we can only suffer the strongest because that's the only thing that's going to let us survive when the humans try to overrun us, and I'm going to be the one who's going to save the world, or some shit like that. And so he's just going about it the complete wrong way. But he might actually want to try and stop whatever this is. But, you know, it's obvious that he goes about it the wrong way. And his whole thing is about him being the hero. So there seems to maybe be some egotistical selfishness to it as well. He's like, I'm the one who's going to do this. I'm the one who can save this world. And we're going to do it through might and power. And so I'm wondering if that's where this is going to go. And so we're going to defeat him and he's going to be like, well, since you've defeated me, now you're the strongest one. You have to take on this burden and you're going to have to destroy whatever this is or fight back against whatever this is. I think that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying this out loud because I want to be right and I want to have this in the recording so that I have proof that that I was thinking this before it happened. I don't know, obviously, but that's my guess. That's my guess. All right, Royal Capital Grand Trad, let's go.
You would pursue peril?
Our course is set for the capital and the final confrontation with Luis. Is everyone prepared? Can I actually go into the menu? No, it won't even let me leave. I can't. Yeah, okay. I was going to see if I could change my party or something, but...
You would pursue peril?
Okay, let's go.
Great. Let's move out.
The stage is set for the decisive battle to take place in Grand Trad. And so the Gauntlet Runner takes to the sky. He does not return within the hush of teleportation magic as a mere wanderer, but with the fanfare required of one who would claim to be prince. He is a boy no more. He stands now on equal footing with Luis, and his triumphant descent over the capital will finally make that known, whether or not his gambit is only a means to an end.
He's here! Wow! It's really him!
Welcome back!
Your Highness!
All right, the castle has returned here as well.
It's His Royal Highness, the Prince! We've been waiting for you! Go and teach that damn Luis a lesson!
Finally! This is better than any of the fables. I'm putting all my money on Luis to win.
Shut up, you jolly bard.
Sounds like they're more excited about the spectacle than about the prince being alive. Still, suppose it makes sense.
But by the faces in the sky and upon the rock, we are squarely set in second place. Even with the gap between us and Luis, the prince has faithful supporters.
Though 'tis not truly His Highness's face wrought in stone, but our captain's. After all this time, I cannot help but feel conflicted.
Luis spares nothing for an old woman like me. Saint Rella spoke truth. We need the help of His Royal Highness the Prince.
He's the boy with a saint's blessing. He's got to be genuine. If the Sanctus Church's power is waning, should I take His Highness's side over Luis?
Even after her confession, they still keep her words close. I suppose no amount of past sins could make them forget her genuine kindness. Seems strange to say, but we owe her a great deal. Without her, the people would never have calmed, much less placed their trust in us. We can't let them down.
But looking around the city, some of the fervor seems beyond reason.
Your Highness, you can't stop at Luis. You've got to kill all the idiots who believe in him. They're not right in the head.
That right? You're the ones who aren't right in the head. It's because of stiff old cowards like you that this country's been spinning its wheels. Not ever getting better.
Now, we also know that really, really strong emotions can make Magla sort of like concentrate, which also seems to like cause bad things to happen. I'm wondering if all of this right now is going to cause some weird Magla shit.
Then why hasn't Luis shown up yet, eh? Sounds like he's your coward, after he arranged all this too.
True enough. If he doesn't even show up after all this fuss he's made, everyone would feel like fools.
You know, the power of emotions and stuff is also another parallel to the Stormlight Archive, now that I'm thinking about it.
Probably going for another big, grandstanding entrance like at the royal funeral.
Don't care what he's planning. Either way, he's dead meat.
The passions.
Save your fury for the fight ahead. But still.
Look at our party.
His Royal Highness
What a group.
the Prince has arrived. Whoa, and Lady Juna as well.
I say, nothing wrong with an adoring public, but this is getting more claustrophobic than the engine room. We don't want to get stuck. I'm popping back in the rubber.
Let's head to the Hushed Honeybee Inn for now.
He's not a very social guy. He's like me.
I'm sure Maria will be happy to see us back.
I don't like the crowds either.
All the customers say they're on your side. I was surprised at how popular you are.
Oh, it's Maria and my wife. Fabienne, it's been a while. It's good to see you too, Maria. Fabienne, I could die tomorrow, so, how about tonight we, well, let's first see if we can, ask our third, Yufa, to join us, but if she's not into it, then it's just gonna be me and you, but tonight you wanna, you know? Maybe? They both have green stockings, too. I guess I have a thing for green stock. I don't, but both of my waifus have green leggings. Thank you for helping, Maria.
Thanks for helping, Maria. We couldn't have done it without you.
I tried my very, very best.
I never thought Luis would be the one throwing down the gauntlet to you. If he'd survived, I'm sure he'd say the same. You'd better get some rest tonight. Come on, Maria. It's time you went to bed.
I wish we could stay up and
Yep, so
talk
Mommy
more.
and Daddy can
Good luck
spend some
tomorrow.
time together.
I'll be cheering for you.
Thank you, Maria.
It's finally happening.
We've got to win this. For Grius' sake, too.
Victory is in our grasp. We once thought it impossible to save His Highness the Prince, after all, and he now lives.
But without the king's wards, we'll be fighting on even ground. He won't make this easy on us.
The king's magic lived up to the legends. Capable of shaking the world itself. Every man, woman, and child has been at its whims for months.
Not the kind of power any of us want in Luis's hands.
But will this fight truly settle everything? By the spell's own rules, the throne will go to whoever wins the most support. Even after this battle, the crown's fate isn't set. We saw how the people's hearts have been whipped to dangerous passions. When the dust settles...
Whatever they make of it, we've come this far. All we can do now is finish our fight and strike to kill. Any less, and Luis will cut us down.
Indeed. Let us now devote ourselves to victory, and then worry of what comes after. We must believe in all we've yet accomplished.
This should be our last battle against Luis. I'm just trying to stay hopeful, knowing how far we've come. Now you've awoken your archetype, forged friendships, and taken so many burdens on your shoulders. You've really risen to this fight.
It's been an honor, Gallica.
It's been an honor to serve.
Wow. Listen to you sounding like a proper hero. I suppose the prince thing is rubbing off on you, but it takes me back. If the prince could see you now, he'd be pretty proud of you. Don't you think? I mean, you and he were best friends. Best friends. Wait, what?
Somehow he's the prince. I don't know if there's like a piece of him broken off that remained with the curse or something, or if there was some kind of swap when they were younger or something. Like maybe there was some kind of swap that happened when they were babies or children or something, and the white-haired prince is the one who ended up in the castle while he was wherever he was. I don't know. We don't even know where he's from. But she's realizing something right now, and like, I guarantee you that by the end of this, we're going to find out that he's the rightful prince and king from the beginning anyway. It just seems thematically relevant, you know? In the entire game, we've been hearing from this female voice when we've been, you know, awakening to our powers with each person, that my character is supposed to be the king. Like, it's said outright, like, you meant to be king, or what, I don't know the exact words, but it's like she is saying, like, you, the one who is meant to be the rightful king or whatever. Like, I don't know. We were best friends.
Yes, we were best friends. What of it?
Oh, sorry. I felt like I'd misspoke for a second or something. Don't mind me.
No, there's
Anyway,
something weird with that.
We'll make sure this is the end for Luis. Gotta report our victory to His Highness personally, right?
There was something weird in that. I don't know what it is exactly, but there was something weird there. I can sense Gallica's strong determination and resolve.
It's like I'm seeing the prince
Skill
smile
inheritance
again.
for mage.
Right. Let's get some rest. We'll need it come tomorrow.
It's been a while.
It feels like ages since I was last here.
So?
The best way to get prepared for tomorrow is by getting some rest. Okay. I'm going to put this onto a new line. That way we could always go back to save 11 if we really needed to for any reason. But yeah, once again, we are going to have a big fight ahead of us, so this seems like the right place to end this episode. Let's talk to whoever's in this room, and then we're going to end the episode. Well, regardless of our aims, it seems Luis has had his eye on you for some time. No doubt he's been anticipating the showdown in the royal capital. Well, if he asks a fight of us, a fight he shall have. We stand proud against him.
I got you.
Well, wants to settle it one-on-one, eh? Of course he does. When all you care about is power, everything has to be a duel. Speaking as his old right-hand man, I can tell you, the man's strong. Terrifyingly strong. Can't afford to get careless. Okay. Now, it doesn't sound like it's actually one-on-one. Didn't he say that we could bring whoever we wanted? So I think it is going to be a full party, right?
What
so
now?
if we look at our party, who would we want to bring in? So we got Vernac. I think Hulkenberg would be good here. Euphabaz for now. Oh, maybe that'll be our starting group to try out. We'll go from there. Okay. Well, that'll be it. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And in the next episode, we go after Luis. Have a good one, everybody. Bye. I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters, Darren York, ZTD, Chris Murphy, JW, Quinless, Vlado101, Bruce Wizzle, Black Mamba 90, Eureka Gecko, Hato Kuto, Shadow Raven, Anna Kate the Great, Emily Kuzanoa, Philip Dalton, Timothy Jansen, Skip, Naya, Turkeyfoot 27, Bean Curry, DWJ Media, Craig E. Christian, Black Ren, Barrettscape, Sanctum, Joshua Jarvis, and Nadia N. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.